How do you handle coding fatigue? You know, when I was first getting into coding, I remember making a Facebook post saying how I was signing up for a coding bootcamp, making this career change from a nightclub promoter to becoming a software dev, and asking for any advice any of my friends had. And I remember one friend commented something kind of weird for me. He was saying that be prepared to just run in complete circles at times and not worry about that. And even though this frustration of running in circles is progress, so you should just keep going. So I remember him commenting on that. I was like, what do you really mean by that? And now, years later, now having my own business of software development, now after working a job as a software dev, I understand what he means. My name's David, and I'm actually filming today here from Seoul, South Korea, as I'm doing some traveling throughout Asia. I went to a networking event earlier, but it was kind of a bust, so kind of left. And now I'm just here walking in the nighttime, just had dinner, and on my way home. So I thought I'll make a video for you in the meantime. Because when I code, whenever I code, it can be a frustrating process. You read the manual, things are supposed to work a certain way, but then when you actually try to use it for your use case, it doesn't work for whatever reason for what you're trying to do. And it could be frustrating, and you read docs and you kind of like, it's like a puzzle. You have this piece and you're trying to make it fit into whatever you're doing, but sometimes it doesn't work, and it can get frustrating at times. But you just have to keep persisting at it ultimately to get going. I will get short-term fatigue from coding, frustrating at times. Doing a ticket, during my own personal projects, during trying to pass the coding bootcamp that I did, and I'll get frustrated day after day. And sometimes I feel like I'll work on days without making any progress, without writing any code that contributed to the ticket. But all this progress of reading, testing things out, even though it didn't work at first right away, through persistence, it ultimately worked. I was able to figure out every ticket I had on my job. I was able to figure it out every time for my freelance work. Every obstacle I've had, through enough work and time, I have been able to figure it out. And same thing with my coding bootcamp. At times I thought all things were hopeless, but I kept at it, I was patient, and I kept working through, and ultimately I was able to complete all my assignments and pass the coding bootcamp. So what helped me during this process? A lot of times it's just taking things to the next day. I know it's not a good way, it's not time efficient, but sleep can do wonders. Sometimes you'll be working on coding on something all day, but by just taking a step back, relaxing, taking a night rest, somehow the next morning when you take a look at it, things just click and you just kind of figure out the challenge easily. So whenever you're struggling and you're so like absorbed, tucked in to the coding of things, you might need a day, take the night off, do other assignments or other projects in the meantime, and then when you come back in the morning, things will click. So that was something that helped me. But at a smaller scale, even just taking a break when you're coding at times, because sometimes you can be so caught up thinking things through, you're just repeating the same same angle of attack to solve your problem. You're trying to figure out the same way and you're not getting it. But taking a step back, going for a walk, getting outside, getting some fresh air and walking around, that helps a lot too. And ultimately, it's also the mindset. The mindset that I don't hear people talking enough about, but whenever challenges comes, things aren't clicking, things aren't going your way, instead of feeling hopeless, feeling sad, find it even more motivating. Get motivation from this challenge to be motivated to figure out the solution. It should inspire more creativity to think of different angles on how you can tackle this problem. And that is a key for what made me a good developer. Because in software development, it attracts a lot of brilliant people who coded for a young age when they were kids, unlike me. And then once if they start coding as kids, they'll be able to learn things rapidly and connect the dots faster. There's a lot of smart people, brilliant people in the field, and how I can stay competitive, how you can stay competitive out of all these people is just this mentality of becoming relentless, becoming more motivated when things go wrong to figure it out. And with that, it'll help you avoid coding fatigue. It'll help you be able to figure out any problems that come across your way. So you gotta have the mindset of being relentless. You have to utilize sleep. Know that you have a tool up your belt that you can take the night off, night's rest to look at it in the morning, and also take breaks, go for a walk, go outside, take a break from the screen, and that mini break might help you see the solution more clearer. So that's all I wanted to talk to you about today. I'm a freelance web developer, so if you need help with your project, feel free to message me. And also if you need coaching on coding, I'm able to help that out as well. Just feel free to message me, let me know what you're up to. I enjoy talking to you guys, and I can see how I can help. Thank you so much for watching.